Hollywood loves its sequels. We're constantly bombarded with trailers, posters, and concept art for franchise films, but there are quite a few Part 2s in the works that have successfully stayed relatively under the radar. From biblical epics to 90s nostalgia fests, let's take a look at some of the sequels you didn't know were being made. Edge of Tomorrow 2. The Groundhog Day of alien invasion movies, 2014's Edge of Tomorrow is one of the best sci-fi films in recent memory. Starring Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, this Doug Liman flick focuses on a cowardly major who finds himself reliving the same day over and over. Unfortunately, that day involves an army of extraterrestrials dead set on conquering Earth. While the film earned rave reviews,
have you ever felt this way?
It was a major financial disappointment, so it didn't seem like the Edge of Tomorrow story would live to see another day. But according to original screenwriter Christopher McQuarrie, Cruise started pitching a sequel while filming Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Soon, the screenplay took shape, and Blunt and Liman were on board for Part 2. Sadly, Bill Paxton was also set to return as the mustachioed Master Sergeant, but the beloved actor passed away in February 2017. Liman says the film will be a sequel that's a prequel, that is, going to revolutionize how people make sequels. Whatever that all means, it sounds like it won't just be deja vu all over again. The Resurrection. With the success of Hacksaw Ridge, Mel Gibson is enjoying something of a comeback, and his next big project is a throwback to his most successful film, 2004's The Passion of the Christ. Passion focused on the last hours of Jesus Christ's life as he endured torture after torture before his death on a cross. Despite the unusually gory take on the well-known tale, Passion became the highest-grossing R-rated film in U.S. history. In August 2016, Gibson announced he was working on a sequel, a huge undertaking called The Resurrection, with Braveheart scribe Randall Wallace writing the screenplay. In November, Gibson went on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and took a few questions about the follow-up that he says is likely still 3 years out.
No bad guys?
Well, there are.
Yeah?
They're in another realm.
Oh.
As Colbert notes, the Bible does suggest Jesus spent 3 days in hell, so it sounds like Gibson might have the Messiah tangling with some literal demons. 2020 can't get here fast enough. The Equalizer 2. In 40 years of acting on the silver screen, Denzel Washington has never starred in a sequel. But that's all about to change, as Washington is set to revive Robert McCall, the literature-loving hitman from 2014's The Equalizer. Officially announced in April 2015, The Equalizer 2 is getting the band back together. Washington, director Antoine Fuqua, and screenwriter Richard Wenk are all back in action. So why is Washington finally agreeing to a sequel? Producer Todd Black says the Jason Bourne series inspired Denzel to finally take the franchise plunge. And he's not the only one on the project taking big risks. Black says Fuqua has a new effect planned, which we can't talk about, but it's so frickin' cool you won't believe it. Not even a hint, Dr. Evil?
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Guess we'll have to wait, but it sounds frickin' amazing. Look for The Equalizer 2 in 2018. The Girl in the Spider's Web. David Fincher's 2011 adaptation of the Stieg Larsson novel, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, didn't earn enough to impress studio executives. So the next book in the series, The Girl Who Played with Fire, never made it to the screen in the US. However, in November 2015, it was announced that everybody's favorite hacker Lisbeth Salander would finally return. Only this time, Hollywood would adapt The Girl in the Spider's Web, the latest novel in the Millennium series. Written by David Lagerkrantz after Larsson's untimely death. A year later, it was revealed that Spider's Web will be helmed by Fede Alvarez, the director behind Don't Breathe and the 2013 Evil Dead reboot. The studio also plans on recasting the lead role, and rumor has it the producers are considering Natalie Portman and Scarlett Johansson, among others. Spider's Web is scheduled to hit theaters in October 2018. The Rocketeers. Released in 1991 between Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves and Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the two highest-grossing movies of the year, The Rocketeer crashed and burned at the box office. But over the years, this World War II-era adventure has picked up something of a cult following, inspiring the studio to finally revisit the Rocketeer universe. In July 2016, Disney finally announced The Rocketeers, a follow-up taking place about 6 years after the events of the original film. Our new Rocketeer, yet to be cast, is an African-American female pilot who finds herself in the middle of some serious Cold War intrigue, with an evil rocket scientist trying to get his hands on the all-powerful jetpack. Interestingly, the film is being co-produced by NBA star Blake Griffin, who must have a thing for rocket packs, considering he sported one in that Gamefly spot.
Do you guys have a bathroom? Thank you!
Hopefully he'll have a cameo. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus check out all this other cool stuff we know you'll love too.